Hey, what's up, everyone? How are you guys doing? I hope you all are having a wonderful morning. This is Vedant. I am one of the co founders at Vidyo.ai, your favorite content repurposing tool. I'm coming to you live from India right now. That's where I am at right now. And it's absolutely wonderful to see the number of people who've joined us today. So I'm going to quickly put all of you on the chat section over here so that you can see the number of people from all over the world who joined us for our first ever live session today. And I hope that in the next 40 minutes, I am able to give you a lot of knowledge, a lot of good suggestions, and a lot of takeaways that you can use to really pump up your content game and do really good with your content. I am really excited for this session. And if you guys are excited, do put in a hello in the comments and type in excited. So if you are excited, I want you to say that you're excited so that we all can have a really fun time. I've got an excellent 40 minutes planned out for you where we are going to go through a really good case study, and then I'm also going to show you the product, walk you through the product, and I'm going to tell you about how you can use Vidyo.ai to really grow your channel and do a lot of wonderful things. So we are going to wait for a couple of minutes for everybody to sort of join in. And we're going to get this started. I can see a bunch of people, a bunch of names that I know. Hey, Braden. Hi, what's up? Hey, Craig. A bunch of really exciting people who've joined us over here. Hey, Susan, what's up? How's it going? I am also super excited for the session. I've got some really great content for you. By the way, this is 7 years of my work distilled into 20 minutes, and I really hope that it brings some value to your life, to your workflow, and it helps you grow online on social media. That's really the agenda of the session today, as we've spoken about it. The session today is AI powered video repurposing, and the case study that I'm going to take you through is of a team that does over 120 million views every month. You heard that right. More than 120 million views every month. Not only do they use video.ai in their workflow as well, they do a bunch of other things that I think that you should also be doing to really supercharge your workflow. So we are going to wait for another minute so that we have some more people join in, and then we are going to get started. I see I've already seen 10, 15 countries from which we've got people who've joined in. That's so awesome. Chris says that he uses video for its clients. That's really cool, Chris. Joyce says that uh, she loves using video. I love you too, Joyce. Thank you so much for using our software. Thank you so much for joining us today. And with that, I'm going to quickly share my screen and we're going to get started with today's session. Don't forget that there are two things that you need to do. If you want to win a pro annual subscription, we are going to give away 6 pro annual subscriptions today worth $1,800. All you've got to do is head on to Twitter, tweet with the hashtag video AI, and tell us what you love or what feature you love about our tool the most. And we are going to use that, collate it, put together, and 6 people are going to get a pro annual subscription worth $300 each. So that's super exciting. And with that, we are going to get quickly started. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share the presentation that I made for you, and we're going to take it ahead from there. All right, awesome. Thank you so much again for joining, everyone. I absolutely appreciate the fact that you've come all the way. You've joined us today, and I hope this is going to be worth your while. So, with that, we are going to go ahead. Let me know if you can see my screen right now. What we're going to do is see AI video repurposing, and this is by the team. So I led a team at one point of time before starting this company, which actually did more than 120 million views every month across social media. Now that's a lot of views to be doing across social media, right? And we had a small team. We didn't have a team of hundreds of people. We had a small team for 20 people who was doing all of this work, and from where the idea for Video.ai was actually inspired. So now I'm going to take you through all the tricks, all the hacks, all the tools that we were using to actually achieve this. And I'm going to tell you what it takes to actually really grow your video content on social media. Let's get started. The case study that I want to take you through is of this group of channels called Josh Talks. It's in English, it may be pronounced as Josh, but in Hindi, this is pronounced as Josh, which essentially means passion, or it essentially means, the willingness or the will to do things, right? So I used to work as the head of content and distribution at this company called Josh Talks, which is essentially India's version of TED Talks. So that's TED Talks, or inspiring stories of people from all across the country. And this team still does more than 120 million monthly views on social media using content repurposing. Let's find out how they do it. The first question to answer is, why even bother doing repurposing of content? And the answer is very simple. In today's day and age, our audience is everywhere. There are people hanging out in every platform that you could think of. The smallest nichest platforms in the world today still have people who are sort of consuming content over there. So it's really important for you as a creator to hang out on every platform there is today. The other thing is that you've got to reduce your dependency on any specific platform. Platforms today run on their whims and fancies. They can, stop promoting your content on one day, start promoting your content another day. So you've got to really ensure that you're present on every platform possible, so that you're not controlled by the platforms and you are controlled by the content that you're creating. And obviously, the third part is that you've got to increase your top line views. That's very, very important. It's a numbers game at the end of the day. We all want views. Views matter, right? And that's the third part. So content repurposing is going to help us achieve all of these three goals. Video repurposing is going to help us achieve all of these three goals. So the process is very simple. Step number one is you've got to create content. You've got to create a lot of content. Step number two is that we've got to run it via the repurposing engine. And I'm going to tell you what the repurposing engine is all about. Of course, Vidyo.ai is a big part of it. And the third part to it is distributing it on every platform possible and over indexing these platforms. And I'm going to speak a little more about what over indexing really means. So, for all the people who've just joined in right now, we're going to go through a case study, and I'm going to show you how this one particular team that I worked with in India does over 120 million monthly views on social media every month. How does that entire engine work? How does it happen? So this is kind of inspired by Gary Vee. I'm sure if you guys are creating on social media, then you know who Gary Vee is, and we all know what his work is, what he does, right? So we're going to see how we can create more than 30 pieces of content from one video, and that's the key to creating this content repurposing engine, and it's the key to distributing this content everywhere and over-indexing on your content. The first step to the process is recording your pillar content. Now, what do you mean by pillar content? Pillar content is any piece of long form content that can be repurposed or that covers a lot of topics, or where you've spoken about a lot of things for some period of time. Now, this can be a commentary video, it can be a vlog, it can be a podcast, it can be a talk, a webinar, masterclass, anything that is long enough. For short form video creators, we're going to cover this at the end of the day. So if you're a creator who creates only short form content, how do you think about your pillar content? How do you go about doing that? Is something that I'm going to answer at the end of the webinar. The next step to this, and I'm going to keep going through this quickly, and I'm going to keep some time where we can answer questions at the end of this, is identifying the top moments, sections, and stories from within your pillar content, right? So, of course, you can use Vidyo.ai to do this. That's the entire reason we exist, and that's the entire reason you all love us and use us every single day. But it's really, really important that when you're recording, let's say a podcast that's 2 hours long, that you identify the top moments, sections, the topics that are covered using Vidyo.ai, because that's going to really help us cover the next steps of this entire journey of getting to a place where we're doing millions of views a month. I hope all of you are there with me right now. If you are following me and you're there with me, I'm going to quickly stop my screen sharing and see the comments. If you guys are there with me and if you feel that you followed me so far, send a thumbs up on the comment section so that I know that you're following me so far. Just quickly send me a thumbs up so that I know that you're following me so far. I'm going to wait quickly. I'm going to put in a chat overlay so that all we can see new comments that are popping in. It's been 10 minutes. I'm sure we've got about 150 people who've joined us today. And if you guys are following what I'm covering right now, what I'm speaking about, please do share a thumbs up so that I know that you're following what I'm talking about. Awesome. That's super cool. That's super cool. I already see a bunch of people saying thumbs up. That's awesome. That's awesome. Cool, cool. All right, then we are going to move quickly to the next part of it. Once again, don't forget to use hashtag Vidyo.ai when you're tweeting on Twitter so that I am able to curate these tweets along with my team, and we are able to give out the pro subscriptions at the end of the session. Great, great, great. Lovely to see a lot of people sharing and sending the thumbs up. We are going to move next. So, yes, identifying the top sections, the top moments, the stories, the discussions, the topics that are covered in any pillar content is really, really important to this step of AI video repurposing. Another thing that a lot of people tend to forget, and that's very, very important, is that you really got to know your platforms and formats. And by that, I mean you really need to know where your audience is going to hang out. It's very important for you to understand whether you're targeting people who are using a lot of Snap, or you're targeting people who hang out a lot on Twitter, or they hang out on LinkedIn, Facebook, etc., etc. Because that's going to really decide what kind of content you're sharing, what the size and format of the content is. Very, very critical. And you need to understand what kind of content works on Twitter is not the same kind of content that works on Facebook, and is not the same kind of content that's going to work on Snap. So it's very important for you to understand where your target audience is hanging out, what are those platforms that you want to over index on, and know every platform format thoroughly, right? So that you've never got to think a lot about what is the creation process going to look like. The next step, again, super, super important to making an efficient workflow and efficient process to really making that content repurposing engine, is to standardize the crap out of everything. That means that you've got to standardize the format of videos or content that you're sharing on every platform. You've got to standardize the layout that you're going to share on every platform, the fonts, the layers, the subtitles, the outros, the time at which you're going to post on which platform, the replies that you're going to give to each comment that you get on a platform, every little detail. We had a team of 15 to 20 people working with us, and we had standard workflows. And at that point of time, there was no Video.ai. So we had to do all of this manually, right? The good part is that today you've got Video.ai that standardizes at least a bunch of these things. So using Video.ai, you can standardize the formats of videos. You can use templates to standardize the layouts of the videos. You can use fonts, subtitles, outros to standardize all of that. And soon we are going to be launching social media scheduling and publishing. So you'll be able to standardize that, all of that using just Video.ai, right? So standardizing your workflow and standardizing the comments and standardizing every little piece of this entire workflow of going from your pillar content to your micro content is really, really important in making this entire thing work and spit out and go there and get views. Another thing that a lot of people and a lot of creators tend to forget is that it's very important to use cross media formats. Now, what do I mean by cross media formats? You're probably a podcaster, right? And you're thinking, what do I do? Should I be posting, let's say, Twitter threads? Or should I be putting out stories on Instagram? Or should I even be running a newsletter or a blog? And the answer is 100% you should be doing it, because over indexing is a key part of this, right? It's very important for you to over index, like I mentioned in point number 3 over here, on every platform that is possible. And that means you've got to go to every format that does exist online. So that means even if you are a podcaster or if you're a business, you need to be present on every platform that is relevant to you. And now it may seem like a little bit of work, but that's where Video.ai comes in. Our only goal as a company, our only mission as a company is to help you standardize this entire process, go from one platform to another, go from one format to another, so that your hard work only goes into creating content and not anything else. And this is something that you are constantly working towards as team. So very, very important for you to remember, cross media formats is key to making this work. So what we used to do at our team at Joe Stocks is essentially action the audio first, right? So if you're, let's say, recording a video podcast, or if you're just recording YouTube videos, or if you're recording interviews with your clients, etc., etc., it's very important that you take the audio out first and you post it to every platform out there that exists. Now, again, it may seem a little tedious at first, but once you put it into your workflow, it's going to seem like a piece of cake. Again, this is something that we as a team at Video.ai are slowly working towards. In the next few months, you'll see all of these things live on the platform. But taking the audio, putting it on platforms like Spotify, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Kuku FM is actually a platform that Indians use. So you can ignore that if your audience is not in India. And every other platform that you feel that your audience hangs out in, it's important that you take your audio content from that long pillar content that we spoke about and put it out there as audio. So that's step number one. That's the first step that we used to do. Next comes the first round of micro content and stories. Now, what do I mean by micro content and stories? You've got to take short videos that Vidyo.ai is creating. You've got to take quotes and images that we are soon going to create. You've got to take your blog posts, newsletters, everything that can become micro content from that pillar content. And you've got to first push out the first set of micro content and stories on social media. That means that, let's say, for example, you've got a podcast and you're putting out maybe 2 to 3 snippets of your podcast as trailers of what people can expect. It's very important for you to put it out there on all the platforms that you feel that your audience is hanging out on. Similarly, you've got to take standard templates on Canva or any other software that you use, create quotes, create images. I'm going to share some examples of these as well on the next slide, and put it out there before your actual content piece is launched online, right? If you've got a blog post or if you've got a newsletter, you've got to ensure that you're integrating these micro content pieces, announcing the fact that there's this one pillar content that's going to be coming very, very soon. If there are other stuff that you can do, like for example, putting out Twitter threads, putting out memes, carousels on LinkedIn, it's very, very important that you do all of this before you actually launch your pillar content online. Are you guys with me until here? If you guys are with me until here and whatever I'm saying makes sense, please again share a thumbs up with me so that it helps me understand that you are following me and you understand what I'm talking about and it's making sense to you. I'm going to wait until I see a lot of thumbs up because I understand there's a lag between what I'm speaking and what it's coming on YouTube. But give me a thumbs up. Tell me what you feel. Do you find this helpful? Do you find this format something new? Is it something that you were not aware of, or is it something that you were aware of, but there's probably a better way for you to do it? Anything that comes to mind, feel free to share it with me on the chat section so that I know that you guys are there and you guys are learning something new from this session. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's a lot of thumbs up. Absolutely love it. Thank you so much, folks, for. Yeah, I'm going to share examples. There are a couple of people who are asking for examples. I'm going to share a lot of examples with you in the second half of this so that you're able to follow through with examples, right? So that's the first round of micro stories. Here are some examples of the micro content stories that I'm talking about, right? So now these are in different languages, so I don't want you to worry about the language. But what you need to understand is the format in which we're talking. See, there are a lot of formats in which we've played around in this company, right? So, for example, there are these quotations that we've put out. There are these snippets that we've put out as images. There are these snapshots that we've put out with the actual dialogues. Now, these are some of the formats that we are experimenting with internally as well. And for you, what we are going to do is we are going to integrate a bunch of AI tools like Midjourney, DALI 2 to give you these kinds of outputs. But I hope you get the idea of the micro content that I'm talking about over here. So let's say your pillar content is a talk or an interview, something like a TED talk. What we've done from that is taking snippets, put it across over here, or taken some quotations from the speaker or from the guest who's come onto your podcast and made some templates on Canva and just started publishing more and more content on my social media. Hope this makes sense until now. What happens next is that you're putting out your main pillar content. So you've done your first round of micro content and your stories. The next thing that you're going to do is actually put out the main content piece, the pillar content piece that we're talking about. So what this does is the micro content that we're putting out in the first round before you actually put out the main pillar content is that it starts hyping up people. It starts creating this hype, this excitement. And this won't happen the first time you do it. It probably won't even happen the second or the third time you do it. But by the time you've reached the fifth or the 10th time you're doing it, people will start to know. They'll start to sort of expect this. And that is when this ball of views and of content is going to start rolling in for you. So that's the next step, that you're actually going to put out your pillar content. Once you put out the pillar content, is comes the next step, which is doing your second round of micro content and stories. So every time you're creating micro content, think of it as what is going to go as the first round of micro content and what is going to go as the second round of micro content. Very, very important. So you got to do it in 3 waves. The first wave is the first round of micro content that's going to go out. Then the main content, the pillar content, the meat is going to go out. And then there's a second round of micro content that's going to go out. Now, it may sound a little overwhelming right now, and that's absolutely fine. Nobody gets it right in the first go. In fact, it took us 2 years to actually crack this, right? So you got to understand, as a creator, you're in the long game. You're not in the 2 month game. You're in the 1 year game. You're in the 12 month game, right? So it might take you some time to actually nail this, and that's absolutely fine. It's a part of the process. Some tips that are going to help you nail this is, number one, being really consistent, because the algorithm absolutely loves it. You ask any social media creator out there what worked for them, and the answer is going to be that they were consistent at it. It's very, very important for you as a creator, as a business owner, as an agency, no matter what you're doing, no matter who you're working with. If you are doing anything related to social media, it's very important that you are consistent, very, very consistent with the content that you're putting out, because the algorithm loves it. The second thing is that you've got to track your retention and your engagement numbers. I'm going to do a quick slide on the numbers bit of it as well. But it's very important for you to understand that numbers play a big game in the social media sort of this entire sphere. And while sometimes it is possible that numbers tend to overwhelm creators because there's just so many things to keep track of, there are certain places or certain things that are very important for you to understand how your content is performing. And number three is, of course, keeping innovation at the bay with content. Right? It's very important for you to keep innovating with the content that you're putting out. If you're a podcaster and if you're bringing in guests, it's very important to spice up your guests every once in a while. If you're a video creator and if you're creating videos out there, it's very important for you to do maybe a fun video or a different style of video every time you're putting out content. But these were the three biggest learnings that we had out of 7 years of posting content and going to a place where we do over 120 million views every month. These are the three biggest learnings that we had as a team. Now, quickly taking you through data and understanding how data works over here is that you got to understand that there are going to be themes, right? Every podcast that you do is not going to be same. Every interview that you do is not going to be the same, and there are going to be some topics that will perform better than the others, and that's absolutely okay. Don't let that hinder you. If you put out a podcast episode, or if you put out maybe a video that's not done very well, it's possible that that topic or that theme is not resonating with your viewers as much as others, and that's absolutely fine. It's a part of the process. It's a part of the experimentation cycle. Uh, Templates play a big role in the performance of your video. So that's something that you've got to keep in mind. What fonts you're using, what styles, what animations you're using is generally going to play a big is going to play a big role in the performance of that content. Though content is king and content quality content always wins, the fonts that you're using, the styles that you're using always really matters and really helps in understanding the data. Again, the formats really help. So understanding what style of edit is going on, what length the video is, what kind of music you're using in the video content that you're putting out, all of these things really matter. And of course, within each platform, you'll get a lot of analytics. Now, this is something that I know as a creator used to be very, very intimidating for me, because each platform has their own separate way of measuring performance, of telling it to you. So this is again something that we are working on at Vidyo.ai. In the next few months, maybe in 3 to 4 months, you'll see our way of simplifying this data for you. So we're going to collect all your data from all of your places and going to give you a simplified version of what is really going on in all the platforms that you're publishing content in. That's an important part of being a content creator, being able to understand the data, right? So it's very important for you to understand that some topics may be better, some topics may perform worse. Every little thing or every deliberate decision that you're making in your content is going to impact that content a lot, and you got to keep experimenting with your formats, with your fonts, with the length, the style of edit, etc., etc., music, highlights, so on and so forth, to really uh, come to this recipe that really works for you. These are some numbers, right? So I've been talking about this company, right, that I used to work with, which is called Joe Stocks. It's a platform or a set of platforms or a set of channels on YouTube in India. Now, these that I'm talking about are just YouTube views, right? These are not Facebook views, not TikTok views, not Instagram views, just YouTube views. With the power of using this engine and perfecting this engine that we've spoken about over here, we went from 36 million views a month to over 80 million views a month, right? And we also increased the number of videos that we are putting out. Now that's a part of the process. But what I want you to understand is, once you've really in everything that I've spoken about here, and once you've taken some time to actually perfect this cycle, you're going to start seeing the results. And I promise you, you're going to see the results, because I've seen this for our channels as well as done this for a lot of other YouTubers from across the world as well. The last and the most important bit is that you've got to really internalize the fact that it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be difficult. Being a content creator is no easy job. And I think the entire world today admits it, understands it, and realizes it. It all starts with the first video. It all starts with the mindset of the fact that you will be able to do this. You can 100% do this. It's very, very important, right? So, what you've got to always start off with, and every time you feel dissuaded, every time you feel demotivated, or every time you put out a video and it's not doing a lot of views, you got to understand that it's a part of the process. Just look at these numbers, right? There was a time where this channel did zero views, and I had actually created that channel where there were no subscribers, no views, right? And slowly and steadily from there, we've come to a place where we do 120 million plus views on social media. That's an insane number of views, right? So very, very important for all of you to remember that you can do this. It's going to be difficult. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be days where you want to give up. But the thing that you've got to remember is why you started doing this. What was it that gave you so much joy, so much excitement, so much fun about creating content, and then take it from there, right? If you've got any questions, any suggestions, any feedback, the best place to reach me is on Twitter. My Twitter handle is given right on the screen right now. So I'd love for you to go onto Twitter, tag me in the tweet, any question that you have, any feedback that you have about this particular session. Now, the session is not over yet. This was just the first half. I know we've exceeded the time a little bit, so I'm going to keep the next half slightly short and keep it open for questions as well. But if you've got any questions, if you've got any feedback, suggestions, the best place to reach out to me is on Twitter. I'm quite active over there, and I'd love to engage with you and interact with you. And that concludes the first part of our session right now. What I'd love to see is some comments coming in, and I'd love to see some feedback of what you thought about the content that I shared with you. Do you find it helpful? If you find it helpful, put out a couple of stars, maybe 5 stars if you loved the content, 2 stars if you think it was okay, and 100 stars if you thought that this was absolutely amazing. Yeah, I'm going to wait for your stars now, and then we'll move on to the second part of our session today. And of course, then we are going to move on to the winners of the giveaway of our session today as well. So GM Lin gives me 5 stars. Oh, awesome. Sarah Bay from Paris says it's a great masterclass. She likes it. Thank you so much. Taylor says thank you for sharing. Thank you, Taylor. Tasha says she's going to be rewatching it. Awesome. That is absolutely crazy. Katie says that this is very encouraging. Thank you so much, Katie. Juan gives us, I don't know, 15, 20 stars. Awesome, Juan. Thank you so much. Yeah, I think people have loved the session so far. That is super, super awesome. What we're going to do now quickly is going to go on the second part of the session, which is essentially a quick run through of how Vidyo.ai can help you with all of this. I'm sure all of you use it. But as the creator and as from the phenomenal team over here that's been working on Vidyo.ai day and night, I'd love to take you through the platform just once again quickly, take you through all the features that we're working on, some new features that you can expect over the next couple of months, and just some small nitty gritties that you may have missed out while using Vidyo.ai. I'm going to take you through all of that. So yeah, I am going to share my screen now. We're going to go to another tab that's got Vidyo.ai open, and I'm going to keep talking alongside that. I'm going to quickly chat overlay. Cool. So as you can see, I am on Vidyo.ai, your absolutely beloved software. What I wanted to tell everyone over here is that there's this section that's called What's New, right? And if you click on What's New, you'll be able to see all the new releases and the new updates that we've put out in the last couple of months. And you'll see this entire thing coming on a Notion page, right? So this is a good place for you to keep checking in to understand what are the new updates that are coming out on Vidyo.ai. We've just put it right in front over there so that you are able to know what's new at Vidyo.ai, right? So this is something that we've seen a lot of people did not discover. So I just wanted to put it out there over here. There are these features that you already know. A lot of people have asked me what happens if I add more minutes. You can add more minutes over here. You can just pay and add as many minutes as you want, and that's going to stay in your balance forever as long as you're account is active. Now you may be wondering why this says unlimited and why there are infinite number of minutes left. That's because this is a testing account. There's no other reason to it. We generally use this account for a lot of testing, so we've kind of disabled the restrictions that we have over here. But don't worry, I'm not using it a lot. Most of the bandwidth is saved for you. Now, a lot of you guys already know this, but I'm just going to share this quickly. If you are in the download section, right, and if you want to edit the video from here, let's say you download a video and you notice that there are a couple of issues or errors over there, you can directly go in and edit the video from the download section. Now, I know a lot of people may not be aware of this, so I just want to quickly cover this with you all in this video, right? So when you've downloaded a video and you've noticed that maybe something is wrong in that video and you want to change it, you can just edit the video over here, and this is going to directly open the editor where you can make changes to this particular video and then download it again. So that's something that a lot of people were not aware of. So I just want to quickly touch base and sort of cover this over here as well. In the media section, all of you know about brand kits. So pro users get something called a brand kit. Oh, I forgot to add that this option is only available for pro users. It's not available for free users. And the reason is very simple, that this requires a little bit of bandwidth on our end. If you guys really want this to be a free feature, then I want you to comment free on the live stream, and then we can consider making this a free feature as well. So just go free on the comment section if you want this to be a free feature as well. If you find that this is a helpful feature, is this something that you were struggling with, and if you want this to be a free feature, then you want to go in the comment section and type out free so that we make this a free feature. You got the brand kit over here. Now, the brand kit is something that is also available for free users as well. You can upload any kind of content over here that's going to be available on your editor anytime you want it. So you can upload your logo over here. You can upload outros. You can select a color palette. Now, again, color palette is a paid feature. You can upload custom fonts. This is also a paid feature. But images, videos, video background, outro, logo, these are all free for you to upload. So you can do that. And another section, which is again a paid feature, is the template section. So without harping too much about the paid features, I'm going to quickly take you through the next screen. I also want to let you guys know that you can edit the title of the videos over here. This is something that a lot of people were struggling with initially. So I just want to quickly cover that as well. Now, this is a brand new section that we've introduced maybe a couple of weeks ago for all our users, and there are a lot of superpowers in this section. So I'm going to quickly take you guys through all the superpowers that this particular screen has to offer. And they are a lot, by the way. So I'm going to start from the left-hand side. So now chapters are longer sections of a video, right? If there is a video section where a particular topic has been spoken about at length, that's going to be called a chapter. Now, chapters don't have any what I'd call is a limit in terms of length, right? So, for example, you'll see that there are some chapters over here that are 4 minutes long. There are some chapters that are 6 minutes long, and there are some chapters that are 1 minute long only, right? Cool thing about this section over here is that you're able to see the timestamps of these chapters from the actual video. So in this case, this was an actual video that was 31 minutes long, and you can see the chapters or the timestamps of each chapter that has been generated, and that can be seen over here. So these are your chapters. Very cool that you can see the length over here as well, and that you can see the timestamps over here as well. Shorts are videos that are generally up to 1 minute in length. So we had initially made this 1 minute 30 second. We've not updated this section, but we got a lot of feedback from people saying that this should be a minute and not more than a minute. So we've changed that, and we made sure that this is only 1 minute long. So 1 minute or lesser is the short section over here. Now, something really cool that a lot of people may not have seen, so I just want to cover it over here, is that you can quickly switch between aspect ratios from these buttons over here. Now, that's something a lot of people did not know. So if you want to download the landscape version, if you want to check out the square version, the real version, this is something that you can do over here. If you want to rename this video to something cool, you can do that over here as well, and the video is going to get renamed to something, whatever you want it to be renamed as. Rename this again. Yeah. So, and you'll see this notification that says that the title has been saved. So you can rename videos from here. Very, very handy feature. Now, another cool feature that we launched very recently was to add to hearts, right? So when you are processing a long video, naturally a lot of shorts and a lot of chapters are generated, right? And you want to be able to sort these videos by what you've loved and what you've not loved, and also sort these videos by the videos that you've already seen and the ones that you've not seen. So these two emojis over here will be able to show you videos that you've already seen and videos that you liked. Now you can also remove videos from the liked part. So let's say you want to remove this video from the liked section, it is going to get removed and it's going to go back to the stack. But if you add it to the heart section, it's going to come up on top of the stack and it's going to say liked by you. Another cool thing that we've introduced in this particular screen is the ability to delete clips. So you can delete clips over here as well. So there are some clips that you don't want exist in your project. Like for example, this one, I'm just going to go ahead and delete it. This action is not reversible. Please remember that. And that video is gone. Another cool feature that I want to bring everyone's attention to is the ability to create a custom clip. So in a lot of cases, you might want or you might have some specific timestamps, right, that you want to use for your video. Now you can go into the create custom clip section, just put in a random name, not a ransom name, add the timestamps that you already have in mind and click on confirm. This is going to create a custom clip for your video. Let's say I want to make a 1 minute clip. I'm going to click confirm and this is going to create a custom clip that you can then use for your video, right? You can change templates from this section, as a lot of people might be aware. What a lot of people might not be aware is that you are able to get transcripts of your videos from this section over here. So in a lot of cases, you want to put the transcript out in the description or in a blog post. So it's very easy to just copy your video transcript from here and be able to post it wherever you want to post it. We are working on the feature to give you the entire video transcript in one place so that you can just copy paste the entire video transcript and post it on your blog or wherever you want to put it. That's going to be live in a couple of weeks. Another cool section is the AI caption section. Now this is a paid feature where you can generate captions for any social media that you're planning to publish this video on. So let's say I want to publish this video on TikTok. So I'm going to click on generate captions and it's going to generate a nice little description with hashtags that you can sort of use on social media, right? It's not putting the hashtags in this particular case, but generally it will give you a couple of good hashtags as well. Yeah, that's the AI caption section. And the most interesting section is the video timestamp section. Now, if you guys are uploading your content to YouTube and if it's a long video, you want your video timestamps to be there, right? You want to just put this in, copy this in, and paste it on your YouTube description so that you are able to, allow YouTube to see what's going on in your content. Now, that is possible in one single click using this particular section of video timestamps. So these are some 4 exciting sections that we introduced over here. A couple of improvements that we are going to bring to this particular screen is the ability to download all videos together. That's a big feature request that we've been getting from a lot of people, that they want to bulk download or selectively download a few videos from this screen itself directly and apply their specific templates to these videos and download them in that particular template. So that's something that we're working on. That's something that you can expect from us in the next 1 month. That's a feature that we're working on for this particular screen. If you've got more feature requests for this particular screen, I'd love for you to put it in the comment section and we'll have the team sort of have a look at it and we'll try and prioritize those features as well. So these were some of the features that are available on this screen. I especially love the video timestamps feature as well as the AI captions feature, not to forget the transcript feature as well. So we're going to add all of these options to the entire video over here as well, something that's not available right now, but we're going to quickly introduce it onto this section over here as well. Now let's head on to the editor. Now a lot of people already know that you can save drafts. Now free users can save up to 1 draft and paid users can save unlimited number of drafts. So saving a draft is essentially capturing the progress that you've made on a video and picking it up or allowing a team member to pick it up at any point in time. You can use this feature over here to go between or switch between templates really fast or really quick. Save template again is an option that's available for paid users to save your brand colors in your templates. Over here, this is another cool feature that a lot of people asked us for, was a social media preview to really understand how will my video look on social media, right? I can just click on the social media I want to preview it on and this is going to show it to me. So this helps you place your subtitles and your titles and other things that you're placing on the video. So it's going to really help you visualize and how the video is going to look on social media, right? So that's one part of it. Another cool feature that we launched just yesterday is Hormozy style emojis on your video. So let's say, for example, you want this emoji to be available on this video with this line, right? That's something that you can do. If I want this emoji to be available with this particular section,
Just because it works for everyone else doesn't mean that reflects your.
right? We're going to be adding animations very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Now you can change these emojis. If you want to auto add emojis, that's one of our most loved features where we auto add emojis. So there's a time section over here. You can add the time. Now, another feature that a lot of people are not able to discover is this feature where you can add a line, right? So if there is a line that you want to add, or there are some words that have been misplaced, you can add that and you can delete that using this particular ability over here. So you can add and delete lines over here, and you can change and apply multiple settings to your font. So there's this block effect. Let's say you want your title to be in a block like this one that you can see on the screen right now. You can do that. If you want the outline effect to be there as well, you can do that. So you can apply a bunch of effects together, and you can also tweak these effects as per your liking. So let's say I want the outline to be thicker. I'm just going to go ahead and do that and apply it over here. See, you can see the outline just got thicker. I can remove it now. Uh, we're adding a couple of more abilities on this, which is essentially going all caps, going all small. So that's something that's in the process, and you'll see in a couple of days. This allows you to download the SRT files for this particular small video. Of course, you guys know all about the styles of subtitles that we've got to offer. We're going to be working on adding a few more styles of subtitles as well. You got templates, you got cut magic, elements, text, background, and again AI captions over here as well. So yeah, that's a brief overview of Vidyo.ai. What we are launching in the next couple of months is something that we've already put out on our Discord server. So if you're not a part of our Discord server, make sure to go to our Discord server, where we are generally always putting out updates, putting out new things, and having discussions, helping each other out. So that's something that you would definitely love doing. But yeah, that's an overview of the platform and what more else we have in store for you. And now it's time for the big reveal of all the winners for today's giveaway. So we are going to give away 6 pro annual subscriptions to people who've tweeted out with the hashtag Video AI. I'm just going to quickly ask my team to share the list of these 6 people, very, very lucky 6 people, and I'm going to put it on the screen right now. So 6 people who won the Video AI Pro annual subscription. If my team could quickly share that with me, I'm going to. Awesome. We have our list of winners. That is super, super cool. These are, I'm just going to quickly put it on the screen, our winners for today's giveaway. Is this coming on well? Just give me a second as I put out your names on the screen. Oops, this is a long list. Yeah, I think we got it. And you guys can see this on the screen now. I'm just going to put in some commas so that we are able to differentiate between the names. There's Greg, there's Abdullah, there's What Teachers Have to Say, there's Emily, Caldwell, and Travis. And then there is this one person called Alok B. So we've got our 6 winners that are on the screen right now. Congratulations, folks. You won yourself a free 1 year or a pro annual subscription of Video.ai that's going to help you repurpose your content. Please DM our team on Twitter. Please DM our handle Video.ai on Twitter so that we are able to take your email ID and enable pro access for you as soon as possible. So you got our winners. Congratulations to you guys. We've got Greg, Brian, we've got Abdullah, we've got What Teachers Have to Say, Emily Caldwell, Travis, and Alok B. So you guys are the winners of today's giveaway. Awesome. Congratulations, guys. Super, super cool. Oh, I can see all of you celebrating. I'm going to quickly put in the chat overlay as well. That's amazing. Congratulations, you guys. You won yourself $300 worth of Video AI transcriptions. That's super, super cool. Yeah, that's great. So we are planning to do more of these sessions in the upcoming months. So you guys, if you want to see more sessions like this and more giveaway like these, why don't you say giveaway in the comment section so that I know that you guys are going to look forward to more giveaways and more sessions like this, where not only are we going to share our knowledge with you, but we are also going to give away more subscriptions to people who want to use Video.ai for something cool. Awesome, awesome. If you guys want to see more sessions and more giveaways like this one, probably one every month, then I'd love for you to comment giveaways or on the comment section. Great, great, great. We've got a bunch of people. Uh, yeah, I know. We could only give away 6 subscriptions this month, so but we're going to make this a regular process. So you're going to see a lot more sessions, a lot more giveaways, and we're going to do a couple of meetups in the United States as well. I'm going to send you a survey post this session so that you guys can answer that, and we're going to do a bunch of in-person meetups in the United States very very soon. So we are traveling to the United States very very soon, and we're going to do a bunch of in-person meetups. We'd love to meet you all in person, share some swag with you, do some giveaways. And yeah, if this was helpful, I would love for you guys to join us in our future sessions. I hope you guys are going to have a wonderful day ahead. I hope that this session was helpful for you all. I had an absolutely amazing time. As you can see, I'm sweating from all the excitement of the session. And I hope you all had a wonderful time as well. I'm going to see you very, very soon in the next session that we have. If you got any requests, you can always reach out to our help team from the help section in the app. And you can always tweet out to me. I've shared my Twitter handle in the session as well. And I'm going to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Please, all the winners, again, a request, please DM our team on Twitter on the official Video AI handle. And we are going to take it from there, and we are going to enable pro annual access to your accounts in the next 1 hour. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Absolutely loved having all of you on the session. I hope this was helpful, and I hope we are going to get to meet you all very, very soon in the next sessions that we do. This is Vedant signing off. See you guys.